Hello, and thanks for joining us. This is the Signature TV News Update. I am Ifunanya Ilodianya, and the headlines. Nigerian Army organizes prayer for former Chief of Army Staff, Ibrahim Atairu, 40 days after demise. Federal government to empower 100 million Nigerians. Bandits kill Zamfara lawmaker, kidnaps son after welcoming Matawale to APC. And now the details. The Nigerian Army headquarters has organized a national prayer to mark 40 days of demise of the former Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Atairu, and 10 others who died in a plane crash. The Director of Islamic Affairs of the Nigerian Army, Brigadier General Garba Mustafa, said the purpose of the 40 days prayers was to seek Allah's forgiveness and to grant the late Army Chief and 10 others eternal rest. The 40 days prayers were offered at the Niger Barracks in Abuja on Wednesday. Chukwudi Maduako brings us the reports.
Brigadier General Garba Mustafa, while offering prayer to mark 40 days of the demise of the former Chief of Army Staff at Niger Barracks, Abuja, said the event will also offer opportunity to pray for Nigerian leaders and the army.
So we came together, first of all, to remember that and offer prayer, supplications, reciting the Holy Quran, seeking God's intervention to forgive them and have mercy upon them. And also we use the opportunity to pray for the family, pray for our leaders, our service chiefs, and all Nigerians for peaceful coexistence. We also seek God's intervention to intervene in the security challenges we are facing.
Senior officers of Nigerian Army, colleagues from sister agencies, friends and family members of the deceased Chief of Army Staff were also at the prayer event.
اللهم أصلح لنا ديننا الذي هو عصمة أمرنا وأصلح لنا دنيانا التي فيها معاشنا وأصلح لنا آخرتنا التي فيها معادنا.
Newly appointed Chief of Army Staff Major General Farouk Yahaya said that the Nigerian Army would continue to honor and look after the families of those who paid the ultimate price in the service of the nation.
To pray for the repose of their souls and also show that we are still with them, they are still in our minds, and we are also with the families of the bereaved, Chief of Army Staff and 10 others, and indeed all others also who pay the supreme price. If you listen to the prayers, it's for them, so Chief of Army Staff, the 10 others, and all others, military, civilian, and personnel who have paid the supreme price in the course of duty.
The prayer section also offered an opportunity to pray for the new Army Chief as he parlayed the affairs of the Nigerian Army. In Abuja, Madako Chukwudi for Signature TV.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says Nigeria's agricultural output cannot feed Nigeria's growing population. He made this statement at the United Nations Food Security Summit held in Abuja on Tuesday. According to the Vice President, the federal government is aiming at lifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty through famine. Signature TV's correspondent, Brenda Eta, reports.
Vice President Osinbajo, while declaring open the dialogue, said, "The Nigeria is working hard to improve food security.
A prolific and sustainable food system is critical to our nation's human capital development. So our food system must be resilient enough to significantly impact nutrition security, and our collective efforts must reduce the malnutrition numbers."
Lending his voice, the Minister of Health, Osagie Ihanre, said the ministry was doing everything possible to reduce all forms of diet-related diseases.
The Federal Ministry of Health is committed to addressing the three-way manifestation of malnutrition, namely undernutrition, micronutrient deficiency, and overnutrition as well as their fallouts. The Nutrition Division of the Department of Family Health leverages multi-sectoral collaboration with line ministries and partners as a best practice to build synergy for the actualization of nutrition targets and achievement of small, smart results for Nigerians.
David Mamaru, commander of the British Empire and senior advisor to UN Secretary General, who spoke via Zoom, called on more partners to join hands in the fight to achieve sustainable and equitable development.
And within the next 13 weeks, as we move towards the summit, we predict that more than 80 countries will follow your example and emerge with outcomes of their dialogues, pathways to food systems of the future that set out the national priorities, and then commitments within the country to move along the pathways, and then the opportunity as we get closer to the summit to come together with other countries and with international and regional and national stakeholders to form coalitions that will help shift food systems to where they should be, really enabling the world to realize the Sustainable Development Agenda and get the equitable, sustainable and resilient development.
A lead consultant for dialogue from Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, Professor Kola Anigo, in his presentation said, the food ecosystem is faced with many challenges, ranging from climate change, conflict, insecurity, and the novel virus.
The Nigerian food system is faced with many challenges and vulnerable to shocks, stresses, and disruption. And is threatened by the issue of climate change, the issue of conflict and insecurity. Then to add to all this is this issue of COVID-19 pandemic. Already the food system, even before the pandemic, there's a lot of insecurity. Then the pandemic came. And currently we are facing with the issue of alarming prices of food. It's changing every moment, every day. Now, from the NDHS data of 2018, it shows us that on the aspect of minimum acceptable diet, there is only 11% of our children aged 6 to 23 months that are able to meet the minimum acceptable diet.
To change the food situation in Nigeria, collaboration of the United Nations, Nigeria, and other stakeholders could see a progress in the effort to curb the issue of malnutrition in the country. In Abuja, Brenda Etta for SignatureTV.
The Senate President Ahmed Lawan has confirmed the defection of 3 senators from the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to the All Progressives Congress (APC). Senator Peter Nwoboshi of Delta North, who had earlier announced his defection to APC, is among the new lawmakers in the rank of the ruling party. Others are Shuaib Yao of Zamfara North, Lawali Anka, who represents Zamfara West. Senator Lawan read out the letter conveying the lawmakers' intention of moving to APC during plenary session on Wednesday. The senators cited the crisis in the country's main opposition party as the reason for their defection. Bandits have killed Muhammad Ahmad, the lawmaker representing Shinkafi constituency in Zamfara State House of Assembly. The Director General Press and Public Affairs of the Assembly, Malam Mustafa Jafaru Kara, revealed this on Wednesday in Gusau. He said the gunmen also kidnapped the lawmaker's son and driver. According to him, the incident occurred on Tuesday at Sheme in Katsina State, while Ahmad was on his way back to Kano. Ahmad was a chairman, House Committee on Finance, Budget and Appropriation. Following the decision of the federal government to impose travel restrictions on South Africa, Air Peace, Nigeria's major carrier, has suspended flight operations to South Africa with effect from July 2, 2021. In a statement signed by Air Peace Management, the airline stated that it acted in line with the federal government's directive. Air Peace said its flights into and out of Johannesburg will be suspended till further notice. The airline said passengers whose flights are affected by the new developments will join the last flight to and from Johannesburg. The Group Managing Director of Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, Malam Mele Kyari, has said the price of petroleum should be more than 280 naira per litre, at which automotive gas oil, also known as diesel, is being sold. Kyari said the smuggling of petrol from Nigeria had impacted negatively on the country's oil sector, but added that this would not lead to another closure of borders. He said on Tuesday during a program on Channels Television that efforts would rather be made to curb the smuggling. The NNPC boss said although petrol evacuation by NNPC in Nigeria was currently about 60 million litres daily, the corporation was sure that the consumption was not up to that volume. He said organized smuggling was the reason for the huge consumption value, stressing that the low petrol price of 162 naira per litre was also an incentive for the smuggling. On the foreign scene, the United Nations says it needs urgent access to tens of thousands of vulnerable people in Tigray in northern Ethiopia. The UN's Children Agency, UNICEF, said roads needed to be opened and humanitarian flights allowed to deliver essential supplies, as more than 30,000 children risk imminent death. United Nations representative Adel Card told newsmen that the world body needed telecommunications restored, power reconnected, and access to people that needed humanitarian assistance provided. A government official in the capital, Addis Ababa, said the military could retake Tigray's regional capital, Mekelle, in 3 weeks, if necessary. It was seized on Monday by rebel forces. The army says it left the city because it needed to prepare for other threats, and the Tigrayan rebels are no longer a problem. Now taking us to the world of entertainment is Brenda Etta.
It don't happen. It don't happen. It don't happen.
Hello, thanks for joining us on the entertainment segment. It's always a pleasure to have you join us. I am Brenda Etta. Habib Uthman, also known as Obama, DMW, is a known affiliate of Davido and has been around him since 2017. On Tuesday, June 29, 2021, Obama drove himself to Evercare Hospital in Lekki to complain of breathing difficulties. He was admitted to the hospital and unfortunately died a few hours later. Aside from always hanging around Davido, Obama DMW was also a music executive, artist manager, and founded his music label, Obama Music Worldwide, OMW. Obama DMW is the second close associate of Davido, who has died in the last year. In December 2020, Davido's bodyguard, Tijani Olamilekun, also known as TJ, died after a battle with an illness. In October 2017, the famous singer lost 3 friends to death, all in 1 week. Popular Nollywood actress Tonto Dike recently slammed controversial media personality Sade Ladipo. Sade had taken to her page to react to Tonto's recent display of love to her formerly secret boo on the occasion of his birthday. She advised that Tonto stop seeking validation from others and keep her new relationship away from the public. To that, Tonto Dike told Sade not to put her mouth in every issue that did not concern her because her opinion isn't needed. And yes, that's all we have for you today. Till I come your way again next time, do stay safe and have a wonderful, wonderful day. I am Brenda Etta.
Thank you, Brenda. Before we end the news, a recap of our major stories. Nigerian Army organized prayer for former Chief of Army Staff Ibrahim Atairu and 10 others who died in a plane crash. Federal government to empower 100 million Nigerians, Vice President Yomi Osinbajo has said. Bandits kill Zamfara lawmaker Muhammad Ahmad. Kidnaps son after welcoming Matawale to APC. Safety and security begins with you. Be patriotic. Report any suspicious activity to law enforcement agencies. Please stay safe. That's the Signature TV News updates. On behalf of my producer Damilola Abudu, I am Ifunanya Ilodianya. Thanks for watching.